Welcome back everyone, it's your Code King Zaf here. I hope you're ready for the brand new video today where we cover the brand new artifact set because I've been asked non-stop all day whether or not the Infamy set is the way to go. Well, I can tell you right now, after spending 500 keys and after taking the entire day off from work to test out this set, we have some pretty interesting results. You can see right here based on our lengthy testing. We have some conclusive results more or less when it comes to our hunters and Jinwoo. You can see I test this out non-stop all day. I'm actually pretty cooked, I'm not gonna lie. I should have streamed it, but I didn't want to put you through that torture, testing this out over and over again. So please make sure, if you can, to drop a like for our testing. It took a long time. We had our stats perfectly set up to make sure these sets were even out, to make sure there's no bias, to make sure there's no skewing in the results, to make sure everything made sense. Let's jump in. I'll cover that with you to determine whether or not those sets are viable, or if we're sticking to our curse and expert sets, sticking to what works, to ensure we get the most damage coming in, of course. But I do want to mention, if you enjoy this video, and if you want a bunch of free codes sent directly to you, to go to link down below and support us. It is 100% free. That way, I can send you a bunch of juicy codes. You see how easy it was to support? That's all you have to do. After you link your account, you just wait. It takes about a few hours for me to send out the codes, but trust me, you'll get them. You go to your My Page button up top here, and that's where the codes will go. You scroll down, my name comes up here, you keep going down. Receive benefits is where the codes will go, so do enjoy. We have 2 codes right now with more coming out. The latest codes are crazy for thousands of essence zones, gold, mad power extracts, and more. So just support, don't think, and you will get all those benefits. But speaking of benefits, make sure to join our Discord server. I have giveaways for you for $100 each if you're a supporter, so make sure you join that way. You don't miss out, of course. But speaking of miss, a big shout out to Pre. They were the first comment to our last video. They didn't miss, so here's your shout out, bro, and enjoy that juice exclusive Discord role. Now let's jump in and cover our testing. Very important. The first thing I want to mention is I tested both the 4-set effect and the 8-set effect, and I compared it to our best set right now when it comes to Jinwoo and our hunters, that being the obvious curse and expert set. This set is pretty much what works. We use it on pretty much all our hunters right now, so let's compare them. I'm going to jump into our testing that we can see. So I zoomed in here for your viewing pleasure. This is for Jinwoo. We did the curse and extra set on him. This for Jinwoo as well. We did 4-set infamy and 4-set expert. Down here, I did a separate test using comparable artifact sets when it comes to 8-set infamy, but also the curse and extra set matching up to these sets here. I want to make sure in our testing that everything lined up. When it came to our attack, you can see right here, the attack was pretty much picture perfect. The crit damage pretty much the same. The defense penetration, damage increase, everything was practically the same. You can see right here, crit damage as well. This took me hours to accomplish, by the way. We spent 500, yes, 500 keys in the encore missions and instance dungeons just so I can test this for you. Same thing here. We have the same attack practically. We have the same crit damage, damage increase. Everything was so similar to make sure our testing was accurate. So when it comes to the 4-set expert and 4-set curse, it was better than the 4-set infamy and 4-set expert. So we can say right now when it comes to curse, it is better in the 4-set state on Jinwoo, not our hunters. Keep in mind, this is for Jinwoo. We'll cover hunters in a bit. So you can see right here, this was better. But how about when it came to the 8-set effect? Well, I did a separate test for that for Jinwoo. You can see right here, we have the 8-set infamy and the nerfed curse set with the extra set. I nerfed it because on our previous set, it was much stronger than the infamy set, so I wanted to make sure it was even, apples to apples comparison. So up here you can see, our damage was still better even with the nerf set, where the infamy set on Jinwoo just didn't work out. We had around 800 million damage here, but when it came to the curse extra set, we had around 1 billion to 900 million, so it was better overall. That's what I found. Just because you have to remember, when it comes to Jinwoo, he has 2 weapons, and the expert set just gives us so much bonus attack coming in, so keep that in mind. But when it came to our hunters, that was a different story. We tested out Kanae and we tested out Mirei, and down here you can see again the stats are very comparable. We have the same stats when it comes to crit damage, damage increase. Everything is very similar, if not in the same range. So as we go up here, you can see even with less attack, the infamy set on Kanae was absolutely cranked out. I was shocked just how good it was, but I do want to jump in game to show you why the infamy set is so good on Kanae. When it comes to the 8-set effect, it gives us a bonus that works out perfectly with her kit, a 100% ultimate skill damage bonus. And if you weren't aware, when it comes to Kanae, her main damage source is, as you guessed it, ultimate skill damage based on her passive right over here. Let me go to our beautiful Kanae. This way you can see when the Crimson, Scarlet, or Fire effects are gained, the user's Kama skill becomes their ultimate skill, dealing ultimate skill damage, which is exactly what we need. This skill right here is her main damage source, so getting that ultimate skill damage bonus is insane. That's a stat we don't have too much of, so it is absolutely beautiful for Kanae, and our testing results showed exactly that. If we jump back in, you can see when it comes to Kanae, the 8 set effect and the 4 curse for extra set just did not compare. It was around 1 billion damage better, yeesh. It was so much better in both results, 1.5 billion damage here, yeah. So we can see right now when it comes to the Infamy set, it is meta to use on Kanae for sure. That ultimate damage is insane, but how about Mirei? Well, when it comes to Mirei, this set is a bit different just because when it comes to Infamy, it's not really like a doubling of our stats when it comes to our skill damage. If I jump back in game, let me show you. Based on my understanding, when it comes to the Infamy set, it's not a doubling in damage, like 100%. It's not a doubling. It's pretty much an additive bonus. That's my understanding though. You can see right here, the basic skill damage increase 7% just adds on to our existing multipliers. So that's why if you have a lot of bonus skill damage, this set won't really work out too well again, just from my understanding. But there's one bonus here that does work out very nice with Mirei. That's the 5% mana increase. Every time we use a basic skill, it has a 30-second cooldown. We are getting 5% of our mana back, which is very good. But jumping back into our testing, you can see right here that the results were fairly comparable. We had 2.2 here, 2.2 here, we had 1.9 here, 2.2 here, so overall it was fairly comparable. If we look back at our previous tests, I can't really say for sure whether or not one is better, but I do want to mention, if you don't have the proper amounts of mana consumption reduction on your hunters when it comes to Mirei, this set works out pretty well due to the mana regen, and I do think that's why our damage was pretty comparable when it came to the sets here, just because one, we do spam our basic skills, so the bonus was not too bad, but also due to the mana regen, so I think both sets right now for Mirei do work out. Probably just use your best that's available. I'll test out just a bit more. You can see down below here that our stats were very comparable. We just had a bit of difference when it comes to attack, but our other stats were very much the same when it came to damage increase, crit damage. So everything was pretty much an apples to apples comparison when it came to all our testing results. Again, it took me a long time to get the proper sets, the proper stats, the proper testing. Let's go wow. So in summary, when it comes to our sets right now, for Jinwoo, we stick with the X-Ray and Curse set, but when it comes to Kanae, that's one hunter I'm confident saying that the brand new set works perfectly on. The Infamy set and Kanae just work hand in hand, especially because of that ultimate skill damage bonus. It's insane. This is for teamfight modes, however, when it comes to modes like the Simulation Gate, I wouldn't say this set works out well just because we are oftentimes getting a lot of ultimate skill damage or skill damage bonuses, so I don't think that bonus here works out at all. But when it comes to general game modes, I do think for Kanae and the Workshop, this set works out just as well too. Even if we're missing the 40% teamfight bonus, I do think it works, but for Mirei not so much. I think outside the guild boss, it'll be better to run just the Curse and Extra set, but for Jinwoo, this set does not work, thankfully. We don't have to farm another set for Jinwoo. Based on the results right now that I have, the Curse and Extra set work out just fine, but we are using those sets. But I do want to mention really quick, although the levels were different on the artifacts, it doesn't matter because our stats were the same, so we're fine there, don't worry. The testing results are fairly accurate, where we do have a pretty much, like I mentioned before over and over again, an apples to apples comparison. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to drop your like. I spent hours and hours on this testing, so I hope you enjoyed. And don't forget, please, to support us as well. That way, of course, I can send you a bunch of juicy free codes sent directly to you, so do enjoy. On that note, that's all I have for you today. This was your Code King Zaf signing out. Take care, everyone, and stay tuned for the next video.